Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. So today we're going to be looking at something a little different.
Different good.
Yeah, different good. We're going to be diving into Promise Yourself by Christian D. Larson.
Okay, I'm intrigued already. Promise yourself, huh?
Right. It's this piece, it's almost like a set of principles for living a really fulfilling life. And, it was written over 100 years ago.
Wow, over 100 years ago. That's pretty amazing that something written that long ago could still be relevant today.
Yeah, and you know what? It really is. It's super relevant. It was written during this whole new thought movement, which was, all about the power of positive thinking and self-improvement.
Yeah, I remember reading a bit about that, like the early 1900s, right?
Exactly. So what we're going to do in this deep dive is unpack each of these principles.
Okay, so really break it down.
Yeah, break it down and see if we can figure out what they actually mean for us today, how we can apply them to our lives.
Sounds good to me. I'm ready.
Awesome. So the first principle is to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind.
Ooh, that's a powerful one right out of the gate.
Right. What jumps out at you when you hear that?
Well, it makes me think about inner strength,
Yeah.
like building this sort of resilience within yourself.
Yeah, it's almost like an inner fortress.
Hmm.
No matter what's going on outside, you've got this place of calm inside.
Exactly. It's not about ignoring the challenges. It's about facing them without losing your sense of peace.
Yeah. And it reminds me, the Stoic philosophers, they talk about focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your reactions, and letting go of what you can't.
Oh, totally. It's like that old saying, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change.
The courage to change the things I can.
Right, and the wisdom to know the difference.
That's
huh?
it.
Yeah.
And I feel in our world today, it's so easy to get caught up in the chaos. Everything's moving so fast.
Oh, absolutely. We're bombarded with information and stimulation constantly.
So to have that inner strength, that peace of mind, it's almost like a superpower.
It really is. And it's something that we can cultivate too. It's not like you're either born with it or you're not.
So how do you think people can cultivate that kind of strength?
Well, there are a lot of tools out there. Mindfulness and meditation are really helpful. Even something like journaling can be a great way to process your thoughts and emotions and start to build that inner resilience.
Those are great ideas. I
Yeah.
like that. Actionable stuff. All right, so let's move on to the next principle. To talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet.
So it's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about actually speaking them out loud.
Right, and I think it's about the energy we put out into the world.
Yeah, it's like we're all interconnected, right? So the vibes we're sending out are affecting everyone around us.
Totally. And think about, how much negativity we're exposed to every day on the news, on social media. Imagine if we all made an effort to counteract that with words of positivity and encouragement.
It's like a ripple effect. You say something kind to someone, it brightens their day, and then they might go and do the same for someone else.
Right, it could change the whole world. All right, the next one says, to make all your friends feel that there is something in them.
I love that. It's like seeing the best in people, recognizing their potential.
Yeah, and I think it goes beyond just saying nice things. It's about believing in them,
Yeah,
giving them that confidence to shine.
absolutely. It's like the Pygmalion effect. Have you ever heard of that?
I'm not sure. Tell me about it.
Well, it's this idea that our beliefs about others can actually influence their behavior.
Yeah.
Like, if you have high expectations for someone, they're more likely to rise to the occasion.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting. So, if we believe in our friends, if we see their potential, it can actually help them achieve more.
Exactly. We can be that force for good in their lives just by believing in them.
I love that. Okay, this next one is a classic. To look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true.
Ah, the power of positive thinking.
Right. And, I think it's not just about, being happy-go-lucky all the time. It's about choosing to focus on solutions rather than problems.
Yeah, it's about looking for the good in every situation, even when it's tough. And there's actual science to back this up, too. Studies have shown that optimists are more resilient, have stronger immune systems, they even live longer.
Really? So it's not just a feel-good thing.
Yeah.
It actually has tangible benefits.
Totally. So cultivating optimism is not just about feeling better, it's about actually improving your well-being.
Okay, I am convinced. Sign me up for Optimism 101. All right, here's another one. To be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own.
Ooh, that's a tough one sometimes, but it's so important.
It really is. I struggle with that sometimes. It's easy to get caught up in your own stuff.
Yeah, I feel that. But think about it this way. When we genuinely celebrate other people's wins, it creates this, positive feedback loop. It makes everyone feel good.
Yeah, it creates a more supportive environment for sure. And it takes the focus away from competition and comparison, which I think can be so toxic.
Totally. It's about recognizing that there's enough success to go around for everyone, and that celebrating each other's achievements actually lifts us all up.
Okay, next principle. This is a good reminder. To forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future.
Yes, letting go of the past. We all make mistakes. It's part of being human. But dwelling on them doesn't do us any good.
Yeah, it keeps us stuck.
Exactly. So this principle is about learning from our past, forgiving ourselves, and then focusing our energy on creating a better future.
Yeah. Easier said than done sometimes, but so important.
Totally. It takes practice, like anything else.
Okay, let's see. This one says, to wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile.
Spread the joy. I love that.
Right. It's a simple thing, but think about how much of a difference it can make.
Oh, absolutely. You never know what someone else is going through. A smile could be just the thing to brighten their day.
So true. All right, this next one is a little bit of a personal challenge for me. To give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others.
Ooh, I feel that one too. It's easy to get caught up in judging other people.
Yeah, it's almost like a default setting sometimes.
Yeah.
But this principle is saying hey, focus on yourself.
Exactly. We all have areas where we can grow and improve, so let's spend our energy on that rather than tearing other people down.
And I think, when you're really focused on your own growth, you become less concerned with what other people are doing.
Totally. It's a shift in perspective.
Okay, this next one is a bit of a mouthful. To be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack, but it's so powerful.
Right. It's almost like it's not saying you won't experience these things, worry, anger, fear, but that you'll be able to rise above them.
Yes. It reminds me of Viktor Frankl, the Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist. He said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom.
Wow. That is so powerful and so true.
So this principle is about cultivating those qualities, nobility, strength, happiness that allow us to choose our response rather than just reacting impulsively.
I love that.
Yeah.
Right, getting close to the end here. This one says, to think well of yourself and to proclaim this fact to the world, not in loud words, but great deeds.
Actions speak louder than words, right?
Right. And I think it's about authenticity, walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Exactly. It's about living in a way that reflects our values and inspires others. Not in a boastful way, but in a way that's genuine and true to ourselves.
I like that. Okay, and last but not least, to live in faith that the whole world is on your side so long as you are true to the best that is in you.
That's a beautiful one to end on. It's about trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, and knowing that when you're aligned with your highest self, the universe will support you.
Wow. What an incredible journey through Promise Yourself.
Right. It's amazing how much wisdom is packed into these simple principles.
Yeah, it's a blueprint for a more fulfilling life.
It is. It's a reminder that we have the power to choose our thoughts, our words, and our actions. And by embodying these principles, we can create a life of purpose, joy, and positive impact.
So well said. And with that, I want to leave you with this question. Which of these principles resonated with you the most? And how might you start putting it into practice in your own life today? Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Thanks, everyone.